Y'all know I usually stick to NASCAR, but this Cadillac F1 story, the politics, the money, the drama, I had to break it down for you. Because what they did to keep America out of this sport is wild. So Cadillac and Andretti wanted to join F1 as the 11th team. The FIA, the governing body, approved them in late 2023. Everyone thought it was a done deal. But then Formula One's commercial side straight up rejected them in January 2024. F1 said Cadillac wouldn't be competitive enough and wouldn't add value to the sport. But here's what they really meant. The 10 existing teams didn't want to share the prize money. Michael Andretti called them out, saying they were very greedy and it's all about money. Here's the part that'll blow your mind. F1 claimed they couldn't fit an 11th team, said it would burden race promoters and take up too much space. Meanwhile, F1 is using garage space at some tracks for Brad Pitt to film a movie about a fake 11th team. You can't make this up. They also said Cadillac needed to prove they could fight for podiums and wins right away. But half the current grid can't do that. When's the last time Sauber won a race? It's been over a decade for some of these teams, but suddenly Cadillac has to win from day one? New teams have to pay a $200 million anti-dilution fee to the existing teams. That's supposedly to make up for splitting the prize money 11 ways instead of 10. But get this, teams wanted to triple that fee to $600 million, and Cadillac ended up paying $450 million just to get in. Almost $500 million just for the privilege of competing. This got so bad that the U.S. Congress got involved. The House Judiciary Committee launched an investigation, calling F1's rejection cartel-type behavior. They said F1 was protecting weak teams from competition to hurt American consumers. Even the Department of Justice started looking into it. Mario Andretti, an F1 world champion, said he was devastated. His son Michael had been trying to get this team into F1 for years. They'd already hired 200 plus people, built facilities, tested cars in wind tunnels. They were ready. So how did Cadillac finally get approved? This is where it gets messy. Michael Andretti stepped away from running the team in October 2024. Suddenly, the Andretti name disappeared completely from the proposal. It became just Cadillac F1, run by Dan Torres and TWG Motorsport. Torres later said the negotiations were very political and that some elements of their proposal weren't well understood by F1. Translation: F1 had personal beef with Michael Andretti, and once he was out of the picture, they suddenly changed their minds. Same team, same facilities, same GM backing, just without Andretti's name on it. Now let's talk about why this is different from Haas. Haas has been in F1 since 2016 as an American team, but they've been inconsistent. Finished last in 2023 and have only hit 5th place once back in 2018. Nothing against Gene Haas, but his team runs on a tight budget with heavy Ferrari support. Cadillac? This is General Motors, one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world, building their own F1 team from the ground up. They're starting with Ferrari engines in 2026, then switching to their own GM power unit in 2028. This is a real works team, not a customer team scraping by. Finally, America gets a team that can actually compete at the top level. For drivers, Cadillac signed Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Checo Perez, two veterans with 527 races and 16 wins between them. Both lost their seats after 2024, so they're hungry to prove they still belong. Now, everyone wanted an American driver, right? The obvious choice was Colton Herta. IndyCar star, super talented. But here's the problem. The FIA requires 40 super license points to race in F1, and Herta only has 32. Red Bull actually tried to sign him back in 2022, but the FIA said no. The system is rigged to favor Formula 2 drivers over IndyCar drivers, even though IndyCar is just as competitive. Here's what nobody's saying. F1 has become a closed club. Team values have exploded. Ferrari's worth over $3 billion. These teams don't want new competition because it threatens their money and their status. They'll say it's about adding value to the sport, but really it's about protecting their investment. F1 runs like a franchise model now, and the existing teams act like they own the sport. They tried to block an American manufacturer with unlimited resources from competing. Think about that. They didn't want more competition in a racing series. So yeah, Cadillac is coming to F1 in 2026, but they had to pay $450 million, remove the Andretti name, and fight off Congress and the DOJ just to get a seat at the table. That's the state of modern F1, where money talks louder than racing. Will Cadillac be competitive? Who knows? But at least they're trying to race, which is more than we can say for the teams that spent a year trying to keep them out. Drop a comment if you think F1 was wrong to reject them in the first place. And hit subscribe. I might be covering more F1 if y'all are interested, because 2026 is about to get real interesting.